And we are live. Welcome, mystery and thriller fans. I'm your on-air host and author, Sara DiVello, and I am so excited to welcome tonight writing team on the page and in real life, Sonya, Sargent, and Anthony Strong. Welcome, guys, here to give us the inside scoop on their brand new book, A Place to Die For, out tomorrow. Guys, welcome to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Tell us about this book.
Well, it's great to be here. The book is a psychological thriller, and it's about a couple who move into a Boston apartment building and discover that the building is not all that it was made to seem, and they encounter some not very nice experiences in the building, and I can't say too much more because otherwise we'll give the whole book away.
True. There's a secondary storyline too with a stalker.
Well, really more a serial killer.
A stalker serial killer guy, because there's always a serial killer.
There's always a serial killer. Let's get that trending on social media. Oh my gosh. Well, I am so excited to chat with you guys. And I have so many questions of my own. We also had people submit questions in advance, so I can't wait to get to those. But first, I just want to welcome everybody because we are streaming live to 8 different destinations across Facebook and YouTube. So, hey, mystery and thriller loving friends, no matter where you're watching from, you're in the right place. It is the right time. It is Mystery Monday, and because Mondays can be murder, we are going to make it a little less painful and get your week off to a killer start. If you've been here with me before, you know the drill. And if you're new, welcome, friends. Here's the drill. Every Monday, I give you my handpicked featured authors, and you get to ask them anything. So ask Sonya and Anthony about their writing process. How the hell does it work with co-writers? I don't know. I want to know. Ask them about these characters, this building, anything you want to know. Just get it going in the comments. Sharon is joining us live from YouTube. Hi, Sharon. Such a pleasure to see you show up as always, saying hi and happy Monday. Hi, Sharon. So good to see you. Okay. Renee from Instagram, Renee's Ramblings, has a question, and she says she wants to know, how does it work with co-writers? So this is such a common question because on Mavens in the past 6 years, we have had sisters. That's Liv Constantine. We've had brothers, Lee Child and Andrew Child. We have had 2 married couples, two best friends, 1 girl boy, 1 boy boy. We've had all the combinations. So you're our 3rd married couple. How does it work?
I think it works differently for each partnership, but with us, it starts with a lot of disagreements over the plot and 1 or 2 glasses of wine where we hash out the broad strokes, and then a lot more disagreements until the end when things somehow come together.
No, they're not all disagreements. They're not. But it does usually start over a bottle of wine. Or one of us will have an idea, often in the shower. Does that happen to all writers? I don't know.
Oh my God, that's so weird. So my next door neighbor in the building next to me, because I live in an apartment, the building next to me with whom I share a wall, but not a building, she teaches at Harvard. She teaches creativity at Harvard Business School. And she said the 3 places that you're most likely to have creative ideas are in the shower, driving, or when you're about to go to sleep. Okay, so your team shower. So you're in the shower.
Well, we are. Actually, we're also team driving, because when we're in the middle of a story, we generally somebody will come up with an idea, and then we'll work on it, sometimes over days or weeks. It depends on when the next book is due, right? And we'll usually get the basic idea for a plot. We'll write a blurb. That sounds great until you have to get into the nitty gritty, right? And then we will come up with a beginning in the end. So it's always the middle. And when we're in the middle of the writing process, a lot of times when we get stuck, we live on the Space Coast of Florida most of the year, but we really, really like to go to Orlando. And we really have a couple of restaurants that we like to go to lunch in Orlando. So we'll get up and we'll be like, you know what, today's an Orlando day. And it's like an hour drive, kind of on a deserted road for the most part. And so that's when we work out those plot points, because I don't know why, but for some reason, or if we're driving, from north to south, long drives, we work out things. We one time wrote a musical, didn't we?
Well, kind of.
What?
It didn't do anything, and we never did anything with it.
We never did anything with it, but
we were very bored.
It was fantastic.
Were you singing it back and forth to each other?
We kind of were. It
Yeah.
was through all of Texas. When we got married, we drove out to from Louisiana. We were living in New Orleans, and we went from New Orleans out to Las Vegas, and then we stayed there for a month. We got married out there, and then for the honeymoon, we drove to California, and we went to a couple of different places in California, and then we went over through Arizona and up to Denver. And at that point, we got sick of traveling, so then we went home. But we do a lot of our plotting and things on long drives. So yeah, we were singing, and it was based on what?
Meatloaf.
A Meatloaf. It was all the Meatloaf songs. We put them all together so that they made sense beginning to end. Now, I think they eventually did do a Meatloaf musical, but we did it first.
Yeah, I don't think it got anywhere, but they did.
Oh my God. Okay, Renee, welcome to the conversation. Your fellow Floridian. She wants to know, were you drinking whilst singing? Not the driver, obviously, but the passenger.
No, because we were driving.
No, because we were driving then. We were driving then, yeah. If we're drinking and singing, we usually have, what, 80s music blasting.
Yeah, normally.
Sometimes, a couple times a year. It'll degrade into that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love it. Okay. So Randy is joining us from YouTube. Hi, Randy. So good to see you as always. Rob is joining us from Facebook saying hello all from slightly snowy. Okay. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. All right. You guys are having a storm there in Florida. We are having all sorts of weather all over the place. Renee is letting us know that, yes, you're right. Murder by the Book. There was a delay on their feed, but it is live and streaming now. Thank you for letting me know, Renee. Hopefully that holds. They are having a storm there in Florida, so hopefully we keep the authors on the line. And Renee would like to know, do you get tired of working and living with each other? I want to know too.
No,
we might be past it now. We've been together since 2010.
Yeah.
So I think at this point we've worked it out.
Yeah, we've worked out the power dynamic. I have ideas, and then Sonya changes them, and I agree with it, and we do that.
Yeah, to be clear, Anthony is the head writer. I call him the talent.
No, I'm just the person that put words on the page.
That's what he says. And I love plotting, and I love finding plot holes and things. So,
which drives me mad.
We tend to plot together, and we'll change things a lot as we're doing it. I will write smaller scenes in the book, like in A Place to Die For. I mentioned that there's a secondary plot, and the secondary plot is with a stalker serial killer. So I wrote that character, and he did the main plot. Yeah.
Yeah, you channeled that a bit too well.
The thing is, I lived in Boston for a long time as a single woman, on the T, didn't have a car. And it's really easy to channel a stalker serial killer in Boston, because you have to watch out for these things when you're walking through a park dark at night, or you get out of work late. It's really, really easy, I think, or at least it was easy for me to imagine what would terrify me. And I just wrote that from his perspective. So.
I am so glad you asked that, because one of the questions that we had submitted in advance was from Jean, and she wanted to know if Tony, you had written the serial killer, we're no spoilers, obviously, but we open with a stalker serial killer.
Yeah.
That is page 1, chapter 1, page 1. So that's not a spoiler. I was wondering if, Tony, you had written that, but no, Sonya, that was you.
No, actually, the very first scene he wrote, the very first.
Oh, so you don't divvy it up by character.
And then I took it, it over after that. Like that was actually before we really had an idea for the book.
Yeah,
he had the idea for the scene, and then we developed the book around that.
Robin saying it sounds like a wonderful collaboration. Yes, exactly. I think so too, Robin, because I think one of the things that I always think about is that writing is a very lonely path, right? And I remember when Lee Child and Andrew Child were on, and Lee was saying that what he loved about writing with his brother was that Andrew was the only other one who cared down to word choice as much as he did. So where Lee's wife was like, shut up. I don't care if he walked or he strolled or he strutted or he stomped or he chassed or he, how he moved. Andrew was like, he strolled. And so I think it would be so lovely to have someone in the pit with you.
I agree. And I have other friends who are writers, and when they're working on their books or coming out with their books, I always think that must be twice as hard as it is for us, because when he gets stuck or when I get stuck, you know, we work at opposite ends of the house. We have to, okay, because we live together and we work together and we're together all the time. So we work at opposite ends of the house. But if I get stuck on something or he does, you know, we'll come in and we'll just talk to each other and say, you know, what do you think of this? Or sometimes if he's written something and we're having wine at night, I'll say, oh, read it to me, which he hates, but I love it when he reads it to me, right? But we'll talk about things like, you know, character motivation. Sometimes if something feels right in my gut, then I know it's the right thing. But sometimes it just like, I'll feel like we're here, like we're close, but we haven't hit it yet. And so we'll keep working on that. And I'll do it for days. Like I'll just, even if it's just one scene, you know, the next morning we'll be at coffee and I'll be like, oh, what about this? And he'll be like, no. So 2 days later, I'll come back and I'll be like, what about this? And he's like, is that all you've been thinking about for days? I want to get it right.
And we added a whole angle into this book right before we were due to send it off to the publisher.
Like 12 hours before
there was something not gelling with it.
Yeah.
So
like it was good. Like the story was done
and
the book was good, but we kept saying to each other, there's not like the glue, like all the things that are happening to the people. Like it was, you know, it progressed, but it didn't feel right. And then the night before we had to send it in, he came in and he goes, what about this? And I went, that's the glue. So of course we had to contact our agent and the editor and say, please, can we have like another 4 days? So we basically rewrote the book in 4 or 5 days and added all that in.
Not the whole book. We just we added it in. We didn't go back from scratch, obviously.
There was a lot of rewriting
there. She says when you said that's the glue, she said, so you're stuck together. And we're picking up what you're putting down. I like it.
Yeah, that brought the whole book together. And I really, after that, it just like everything felt like it was always meant to be.
It provided the motivation for the main characters, and
it did, like
and also
the whole
for
thing.
Everything that happens in the book.
Oh my God, all of the emojis going up on Facebook is telling me this is resonating. John is joining us from Northeast Ohio. Hi, John. Always so good to have you here.
Hi, John.
Robin saying, as George Carlin would say, wonderful wino. Exactly. Sharon saying she loves Meatloaf and 80s music. Oh my God, Sharon, me too. I can sing every single line of Dashboard Lights. We should get together and have a karaoke night. We could, oh my God, and Sonya and Tony could do the male and female parts, and I could do both. Oh my God, it would be so fun. Okay.
Saying that nobody wants to hear me.
I mean, I have a terrible voice, but that does not stop me. Okay, everybody, the bouquets of hearts and laughing faces are coming up. It's telling me you guys are loving this. Oh my God. Okay, you guys, I want to pause here and just remind everybody that the book is not even out yet. It drops tomorrow and you can pre-order from our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore. That is, of course, Murder by the Book. So whether you're watching with us or on Facebook or on YouTube, here is that link and you can click and pre-order your copy of A Place to Die For right now. While you're clicking and ordering, let's get some of the questions going. Renee, so how many POVs are in this book?
There are, I haven't actually counted them. There's probably only
two, I think.
No, we've got more than two. The husband's POVs in it as well.
Really?
Sam.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Maybe so that was in the crazy 4-day rewrite. Oh my goodness.
Well, we're writing 2 books. We're 2 books past this now.
Yeah.
We have the next one coming out in September, and then we're writing the one for next March right now. So gotta think back. But definitely the 2.
Definitely
the two main
characters. I think 3.
Robin saying your living situation, so much togetherness, yet working on opposite ends of the house sounds like a great storyline. Ooh, that could be husband and wife co-writers, and it all leads up to murder. I was wondering if it ever led to a silent, treatment, somebody sleeping on the couch, or threats of divorce over a contested edit, or is that just me and my husband?
We haven't. We do sometimes fight about the edits, though. Yeah,
we do. Yeah, we've been known to fight about changes.
Usually not terrible, though.
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get to some of the questions that were submitted in advance. This one from Cece. I'm gonna put it in the comments so we can all read it together. She says the Glendale isn't just a setting. it feels like, oops, let me get down to it. It feels like a living, breathing antagonist dripping with turn of the century Boston elegance and menace. How did you approach turning this exclusive historic co-op into a central psychological force, almost a character in its own right?
Well, I really like horror novels. I've read a
Ooh.
lot of horror. So I kind of channeled, horror. There's a lot of people moving into a lot of bad places in horror, like almost every book. So I kind of channeled that. And although there aren't any ghosts in this book, I approached it almost as if the Glendale was a living entity in its own right, and that the history of the building had contributed to it becoming that entity. So I really channeled horror more than anything else to make the Glendale come alive. And I mean, in reality, I'm not sure anyone would actually want to live in that building.
Oh no,
but...
I would.
It's
in that location. I always dreamed of living in. I'm a Boston girl, so
I mean, for the library alone, the lobby and the library alone, the fireplace with
and
the
view of the Charles, and I know, and the ambiance. But also, we stayed in a place for a few weeks. I think it was pre-Airbnb, wasn't it? We found it on Craigslist. Remember that?
Well, I don't know whether it was pre-Airbnb, but we did find it on Craigslist.
Yeah, we found it on Craigslist, and we stayed there for a couple of weeks. And we put a lot of the characteristics of this building. This building was in Brookline, though. But we put a lot of the characteristics in, like the cage elevator and the size of the building. Yeah, in Brookline.
Where's Sonya?
It was on Commonwealth Ave, on Com Ave. Actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We stayed there for a couple of weeks because it was dog friendly, and we had 2 dogs. And we like to do that. We like to find characters. We like to find character in the setting. So this was a lot of fun for me because I kind of got to live my fantasy of living over in Back Bay, which I could never afford, in a gorgeous building, which I could never afford. But they had to
Renee saying, Renee,
I got them back.
Was it Sarah's building? Renee, could you not jinx me with a ghost? Please, come on, girl. Oh my God, hilarious and also terrifying. Yeah, because there is a baby crying in the Glendale. There is, a day when they first move in. I'm not sure if it's day 1 or day 3 after the weekend, but they do. There is a baby crying, except there's no baby in the building, and Kalina, the neighbor, coming over. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I think on one hand, it's like Anthony's right. Nobody wants to live with a ghost baby. But on the other hand, for a good view and an affordable rent, those of us who live in expensive cities know you do pretty much anything. Oh my God. Robin saying for a Bostonian home library. See, Robin, exactly. Like if you call it a book ladder and I'm in, like I live with the ghost. Oh my God.
Exactly.
That is hilarious. Okay. GMH Canuck saying, are you going? Wants to know, are you going to write any more books to follow the remnants of yesterday and the silence of tomorrow? They are so good.
Oh.
Well, that's our other pen name. But yes, we are planning to write the third book in that series just as soon as our agent gives us breathing room to do it.
I'm hoping it'll be this year, actually, because I love that story too. That's under our other pen name, which is Anthony M. Strong. So that's more of a horror ghosts and things like that. And this, the A.M. Strong Sonya Sargent name is more of the psychologicals for anybody who's like, what is that?
I was like, what is that? Okay, good to know. Renee wants to know, Sonya, what types of books do you enjoy reading? We know Anthony now enjoys horror. I also love horror. Sonya, what about you? And what are you both reading now? Recommendations, please, but we'll kick off with Sonya.
Okay, well, I have never read a horror book. I can't even watch horror movies. They terrify me. I think the only way that I can plot and do what we do is because I'm plotting it and I know it's going to happen. So if I didn't know what was going to happen, I don't know if I could read our books. I'm a chicken. Right now, I'm actually reading a book by Angie Fox. She has it's kind of like a Southern ghosty cozy mystery series that I just love. And I can't remember the name of the book. I think it's called something like Garters and something. It just came out last week. Anyway, it's book 16 in her Southern Ghost series. So I love Angie Fox. It's fun. It's witty. The main character has a pet skunk who's adorable. I also
my
read a
God.
lot of it's crazy. I know. I'm like the opposite. I also read
And
a lot of
skunks are supposed
nonfiction.
to make really good pets. Like skunks are
Yeah.
amazing pets. I want a pet skunk and a pet raccoon someday. That's
I
the
could have
dream.
anything furry as a pet, really.
Oh my God, totally. And Tony, what are you reading now?
I am reading a Simone St. James book.
Oh, she's so
and I'm
great.
trying
Which
to
one?
remember the name. I think it's the Book of Cold Cases. I think.
Oh yeah, she was on for that one.
it?
She's been on for
Yeah.
her last two. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now.
We read the
She's
hotel one
great.
together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. We had our own little book group between us.
Oh my God, that's
a couple
so
months ago.
cute. Loves running 1096 joining us from YouTube wants to know, what about John Decker? Are we getting any more of those? Such a great storyline.
That's from our other pen name too.
Yeah.
It's they're John Decker supernatural thrillers. We have a lot of fans of that particular series. So
yes, we will probably write some more of those. Probably toward the end of the year, because we've got a few commitments before that. But we are planning on keeping those going. Otherwise, we'll get in trouble with our fans for that.
Yeah, we've done a full circle where he started in Louisiana, went all over the world, just kind of back in Louisiana now for the last book. But yeah, people keep asking for that, and they're fun to write because they're supernatural thrillers. So if you kind of get stuck in the middle, like something comes and kills somebody, and it's and it keeps the storyline going. It's fun. We've gone back in time with those. We've gone. We've gone a little vampire. We've gone a little werewolf.
We've ended up on the Titanic. We've went some places.
And it's fun to do the historical research, not like you do. You really do the historical research, but we had the Brooklyn Bridge in there, and was it 1912? And they have, how in the base of the Brooklyn Bridge, it actually has like rooms in it, and they stored wine in it. Like, so we were able to research that and do 1912 New York. And so we have a lot of fun, like with John Decker, because you can kind of go anywhere and do anything.
Okay. Renee wants to know, wait a minute. And I'm wondering now too, how many pen names do you guys have?
65.
Only two. Anthony M. Strong is for the sort of supernatural thrillers, the horror side. And A.M. Strong, Sonya Sargent is for the regular thrillers. We have a FBI thriller series as well called the Patterson Blake series under A.M. Strong and Sonya Sargent. And that's a 6-book series and a prequel. And then our psychological thrillers.
Yep.
Okay, so there's so many. There's just people are dying laughing. I was ready to believe you with the 65 there, Tony. Oh my God, that's so funny. And I was like, and then we haven't even gotten to how many assumed names that you have on your as in the most wanted. That's like a whole separate thing. Lisa, welcome to the conversation. She says,
I've got two. How many have you got?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. And I may be applying for residency in the UK soon, getting the heck out of here. Lisa wants to know too. It says, two of my favorite authors. I love that Sonya doesn't like horror, but your books are super scary. Sonya, your reply.
Thank you, Lisa.
They're not that scary.
Well, it's like just like with the serial killer and channeling that, it's easy for me to channel what scares me because I get scared so easily. As a teenager in the 80s, okay, you always have the sleepovers. And yes, there's pizza and Mountain Dew and Twizzlers involved, but there were always horror movies. And I would love hanging out with my friends, and I would hate it because we'd rent movies and they would always be like Friday the 13th or I can't even remember what the other ones are. No, Scream was after.
Was it?
I was in college then, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, they were everything that I never wanted to see. Children of the Corn, I seem to remember that. Oh, it was so hard. It was so hard as a teenager who's terrified of these things.
I remember my first sleepover, and the girls at my sleepover picked the color purple, and I stayed up all night sobbing my eyes out. That is like the saddest movie. And then I was like, I never want to go to a sleepover again. They're too sad. But I didn't realize for a long time it was the movie. Lisa says your Patterson Blake books are incredible. Any more of those?
They are fun. They were fun to write.
They were fun to write.
Oh my gosh.
We're looking at a spin-off.
We are.
Renee wants to know, so after the scary sleepover, did you go home during the night or were you able to stick it out?
Oh no, I'd stick it out, but I would try to, not pay attention. Or when it would get, the music, I kind of get up and pretend to go to the bathroom or go down to the kitchen and get something. Or it was because the problem is with these things. Oh, Ouija, what was it called? A Ouija or something?
board.
A Ouija board. Oh, Girl, I could not sleep for 2 weeks after that. I woke up and I still now, if I come in and he's watching something or whatever, I still will have multiple nightmares a night for several nights if I accidentally watch something too scary. Sometimes we'll go into that territory because I love supernatural stuff. I love it. And then I can't sleep. I have a really active imagination. I
can't even watch the trailer for the movie.
He sometimes puts them on. It's not nice. Yeah.
So you guys, Todd Goldberg was just recently on for his new book, which just got nominated for LA Times Book of the Year. And in the interview, he shared this crazy story that he actually has this incredible gift for using the Ouija board. Oh my God, Renee, you and I were so connected. She wants to know if I use a Ouija board. I never have, Renee, because I think I would be too good at it, like Todd was. And he was so good at it that one time the Ouija board gave him a phone number and asked him to call the deceased person's wife and deliver a message. And he did. And the woman burst into tears because she was so moved. And he was like, the power is too great. And he's never done it again since that time when he was 17. And I feel like that's what it would be like for me. Yeah. So I have to keep it.
I did it in college with some people, and it was we brought something through that was really, really scary. It was like throwing stuff around the room, following people. So I don't use it either anymore.
Oh my God, we should do it. We obviously have some talent in here. Renee saying Todd was great at it. I know. Wasn't that a crazy story, Renee? That was freaking crazy. Love Running wants to know, would you ever consider writing a spy thriller?
Yes.
Ooh.
It sounds like a lot of research, but yes, we would. I would do that.
We love flexing. We love like flexing our writing wings, so to speak. Like we like challenging ourselves to try things that we've never tried before. So,
oh my gosh, I love that. Melissa Watson joining us from Australia. Good day. She says hello.
Hi, Melissa.
Down under. Oh my gosh, Melissa. It's tomorrow there, depending.
It's already out.
Yeah,
it's already out there.
It's already 5:30 a.m. tomorrow, depending on where you are, Melissa. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. You guys, the book is out tomorrow in the US or today in Australia. And here again is the link to pre-order from our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore. That is, of course, Murder by the Book. So whether you're watching with us on YouTube or Facebook, here again is that link to click and pre-order. You're not going to want to miss your chance to get your mitts on A Place to Die For. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. Ooh, Renee saying, set the spy thriller in an Orlando restaurant. Ooh, with lots of 80s rock and meatloaf. Sharon
maybe in a Ouija board.
And the Ouija board. Oh my God,
the Ouija board.
Yes.
She wants to know, Sharon wants to know, have you ever watched the show Supernatural? I haven't. Have you guys seen that one?
Oh, you used to watch that?
I used to watch it. I thought the first several seasons were good, and then they went off the rails a little bit toward the end. I think the last 2 or 3 seasons were not as good. But yeah, I watched that show.
The X-Files was one of my favorite shows of all time.
It was a bit like The X-Files. It was a Monster of the Week show.
Oh, Melissa's letting us know it is 10:30 a.m. So it's 15 hours ahead in Sydney. That's right.
I'm so glad it's not 5 in the morning, honestly.
Because we just had, that's right. It's 15 hours ahead. I was calculating 3 hours back from us, but of course it's 3 hours ahead. 3 plus 12. So 15, because we just had our daylight savings time. Melissa, so good to have you. You guys, the book is out tomorrow, and I'm putting all of the links to all of the praise in the comments. We had rave reviews from Cara Ruda, Elise Hart Kipnis, Daco Afernarde, Robert Rothstein, and more. All of these are in. Yes, you're a morning person, but not that much of a morning person, Melissa. And I'm putting all of those in the comments. And again, here is the link to support woman-owned independent bookstore Murder by the Book. Sonya Sargent and Tony Strong, thank you so much. Renee saying thank you for a wonderful event. Thank you for coming to give it.
Thank you for having us.
Great.
We really appreciate it. We're excited to be here.
God, so fun to have a husband and wife team and get the scoop on life on the page and in real life, on life in the car, in the shower. Oh, wait, we had one more question, and that is from Elaine, who wants to know, who wrote the sex scenes? I was
a big historical romance reader when I was in my teens. I think I have glasses because I would read by nightlight. And so I love what I call those trashy romance novels. So the sex scenes are an easy one for me. I don't read them anymore, but I still remember.
I love that Elaine was wondering. I was wondering too. I thought it was Sonya, but you just never know. I was surprised that you also wrote the creepy stalker, Sonya.
Actually, one of the biggest fights that we ever had over book writing was Gravewater Lake. There is a sex scene in that book, and I did it perfect. Like it was. And he kept taking stuff out of it. And so then I get it back. I get the manuscript back from him and I kept putting it back in. And the comments on the side, I kept getting meaner. And I was like, if you take this out again, you're sleeping on the couch.
Tony, explain yourself. Why were you taking out the sex scenes?
Why were you?
Because I wasn't writing a historical romance.
It wasn't. They were just right. But he kept like trimming them back. And I'm like, you need to leave that.
Oh my God.
In the end, I think I won. We did a little compromising.
No, you won.
Sorry.
Oh my, she did what? And would you say that she wins most of them?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, no, you do.
Sometimes.
I sense a very smart man in our midst. Okay, you guys, this has been so fun to host you. You guys, that is a wrap. Sonya and Anthony, you guys have to come back. This has been so much fun to host you guys. And to all of my mavens, so good to see you from Australia to all across the United States. Thank you so much. Oh, Love Running saying Gravewater Lake was incredible. Such talented people. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for all the love. Thanks for everyone who commented. And thank you also for everyone who watched, all my lurkers. I see you too. Louisa, Alan, Jean with a G, Jean with a J. Oh my gosh, Jane. Oh, Jane. Thank you. Of course, Renee, Robin. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yes, I see you. Okay, everybody, I see the comments. And I love running everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for Mystery Monday. I hope the days and the pages fly by, and I will see you next week. Take very good care until then.
Bye.
Bye.